intervened on behalf of...
Well, KWMR was started by a few folks in the community who wanted to have something here that our communities would have access to. The point is to be able to have these communities of West Marin have a place where they have their own voices, our own voices. Well, we bring on guests who do various things in the community on a regular basis. The different organizations in the West Marin communities that make things happen come on air and talk about what they're doing. So we're helping spread the word. It's pretty unusual for an area of such a small population to have its own radio station. It's very special.
Hi, I'm Richard Dillman, and we're here at the top of Mount Vision, which is the primary transmitter site for community radio station KWMR. This is the heart of the operation. We have two other transmitters. They're called translators. One is in Bolinas, the other is at Mount Barnaby, and in combination, these three sites allow us to cover almost all of West Marin. So we are the only broadcast outlet in West Marin. We have always been there when people have needed information in emergencies, and it's a proud thing, I think, that the station has done.
The Emergency Operations Center sits in our studio and houses a scanner, one of the West Marin Disaster Council radios, and also a ham radio. There's a computer that has both access to the internet and dial-up if necessary, and a microphone where the person sitting in the Emergency Operations Center can be live on the air. We get information that we would broadcast from first responders. We also take calls from other folks who just give us information. It's incredibly cool to have an FCC licensed radio station in this community. If you go to a lot of other communities, that's just not the case. We're so intrinsically linked to the West Marin and Point Reyes Disaster Council, Bolinas Fire and their Disaster Council, Stinson Beach, Muir Beach, up in Tamales. I mean, it's a big deal that we can all be in contact with one another and get the information in a very quick amount of time out to the people in our community.
I'm Susanna Henderson, and I'm doing the Hawaiian music show here. We have old, ancient programmers, and we have young youth DJs, and we have little kids who come in who are on the air. So the station's very inclusive, and it becomes like a big family after a while.
It's a feeling heavenly.
I love the station. I think of it as like my second home because all the management are people I'm very fond of, and I have met a lot of different people this way, and it's really enriched my life.
Across the sea, Waikiki, at night when the shadows are falling, I hear your rolling surf calling and calling to me.
All One Ocean is a project of Earth Island Institute, and our work is to set up beach cleanup stations which make it possible for anybody who's enjoying the beach to pick up the trash and help save all the creatures that die from our trash. These beach cleanup stations are small boxes that are permanently installed at beaches with repurposed coffee bean bags and educational signage and kids art, trying to make it real casual and kind of fun, and do something simple. Pick up a piece of trash on the beach and take it and throw it away.
I believe now is the time. If we take the time now and we take the proper steps to start conserving, we start educating young kids, start educating young adults, and to old adults, how to conserve and how to live where you're not wasteful, where you're reusing, you could really help change the future. Right now, we're based in Marin, but we are striving to build beach cleanup stations all along the California coast, and we've already built some beach cleanup stations in Hawaii.
A lot of the trash in the ocean is single-use plastics, plastic straws, packaging, so forth, bottles. That bottle cap and that bottle don't just go away, they go somewhere, and often that somewhere is the ocean, unfortunately, and then it breaks down and some sea creature eats it or feeds it to its young, and they eventually die from that. All of our ancestors knew and lived by, and we've gotten very separated from this concept, particularly in the United States, with a whole individualized consumer culture. And we've forgotten how impacted we are by everything that everybody does. Our philosophy is reflected in the name All One Ocean, which is that it's all one ocean, it's all one world. You're doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for everybody that you know and all the creatures that you don't know. So it's a wonderful way to make a difference and really have a great time.
When I first came here 4 years ago, I started seeing that there was a need in Fairfax for a food pantry, that there were food insecurity issues, and it's the last thing I thought I would encounter in Marin County. But there was a whole invisible population who were needing food.
Well, you know, shame is another one of those useless emotions, but it's a reality, you know. Part of what we do when we volunteer is they're like our neighbor next door kind of thing, and we look at their eyes. You know, that's one way we can make them more comfortable.
we're a community, and we look forward, the volunteers look forward to seeing the shoppers and hearing an update on how their week has been, and vice versa. Come join the family. It is really fun.
It's really inspiring to find a shelter that's all about just saving unwanted dogs. And it's nonprofit, it's not about money, it's just about taking care of the dogs and loving the dogs.
Jessica's Haven and Rescue is a small dog rescue that offers social and vocational opportunities to people with special needs. It started off as a dog kennel. My best friend Laura and I went in on it together for a couple reasons. I wanted to work with dogs, and her daughter loves dogs. My daughter, who has autism, let us know just exactly how much she was passionate about dogs. She came to wash the dogs and play with the dogs and help socialize the dogs, and so we had this great idea that other people with disabilities would also love to come help us with small dog rescue. Same thing happened. They started really enjoying themselves and learning things and just big smiles all day long, and so I don't know, it was just organically grew, and we decided to get our nonprofit status, and here we are with over 30 clients.
Do you have a favorite dog here, Jessica?
No, I love them all. Hi, Popcorn.
When a lot of people hear about Chihuahuas, like from Legally Blonde or something, where they look like such easy dogs to take care of, but then when you actually get one, I think people figure out that it's a lot more work than they think, and then they end up abandoning them. And I never got to have a dog as a kid, so it's really nice for me.
My son Ben, who is a young man with a developmental disability, has been a volunteer at Jessica's Haven. And we truly feel that this organization has been a godsend in that it has given Ben a productive environment in which to make a contribution.
You know, they sit around the table and they have conversations, and they get human interaction, they get the dog interaction, and it's all in a very safe environment for them.
I struggle with panic attacks. Dogs help calm me down.
What do you like about Shannon?
I don't know, because she clings to me a lot, and we just bond a lot.
He once was a person that was terrified of dogs. He has obviously turned the corner, and he's finding this work here to be very rewarding and satisfying. I don't think he'd give it up. I think he really loves it. And we're very pleased that he's taken these responsibilities to heart.
We have a lot of people that are passionate about making sure this keeps going on, and because of all of the support we have, we know that we can do that. We can rescue more dogs.
Ceres is a local Marin nonprofit that started in the fall of 2010. Ceres is an organization that believes in the importance of good nutrition, eating whole foods diets, and really paying attention to what we put in our bodies. So as a result, what we do is we bring local Marin teens between 13 and 18 into a professional kitchen. And while they're learning kitchen skills, good knife skills, safety, and really how to cook, they're also learning about how important real food is in their own lives and in the lives of people particularly who are struggling with illness. So each week we bring teens into the kitchen. They prepare beautiful meals under the direction of our executive chef, and those meals are then delivered to cancer patients throughout the county. Since we started in the fall of 2010, we've brought more than 200 local teens through the program. This past year, we actually had 74 teens during 2014.
Hi, my name's Griffin Kronk. I'm a senior at Drake High School, and I've been working with Series since 2010. To me, Series has been really important. It's really taught me how to cook, and at the same time, it has shown me that I want to help people, and it's shown me that that's really important. Series is a great aspect of our community because it helps cancer patients and their families recover from a serious illness. So when you're recovering from cancer and in chemotherapy, you don't want to eat, and it's important to have really nutritious meals because you can't stomach a lot of food. So the Series food is really nutritious and has a lot of cancer-fighting ingredients, so within just a few bites, it's nutritious enough to give you the energy that you need to recover from cancer.
When we started the Mill Valley Film Festival, there was really no opportunity to see personal filmmakers, independent work, and international films that went beyond a few major directors.
You know, it's like this has been the place where a lot of alternative cultures have happened, a lot of innovation has happened, a lot of artists live here. So in addition to these kind of filmmakers, there are a lot of documentary makers, there are experimental filmmakers. I think in a way that the sensibility of the Mill Valley Film Festival kind of comes out of that time in California. There's something really, really important about understanding who we are as human beings through the stories that we tell. And one of the most important ways that we experience stories now is through film.
We started classes for young adults. It appeared to me that there was hundreds of thousands of hours worth of great film that had great stories and lessons to be told, and working with the schools and creating classes in filmmaking and classes where we could use film as part of a curriculum just seemed to make obvious sense.
CFI Education is a very diverse program that has two sections. One is film and story, and the other one is the use of film as an educational tool to teach about other things besides film. It's really important to the community that we send a well-informed and holistic youth population into adulthood. We hope that we are able to teach people all of those things effortlessly and kind of sometimes a little bit invisibly, so that they can be integrated into the community in a great way.
And ultimately, we also felt that we needed to be a year-round organization. It was really all about looking at the mission to celebrate film as art and education, and how could we do that more? How could we grow it? And the idea of building our own home came into being. Of course, that home now is the Christopher B. Smith Raffel Film Center.
These are the kinds of films that are not screened as much theatrically. We look to show films that aren't as obvious, aren't as seen, and perhaps sometimes need a nonprofit organization behind it where we're not counting pennies. It's part of our service to the public to bring these films to light.
But we also look at the Raffel as a town hall. It's a place where people can not only see great cinema and many times works of art, but they also can see films that have tremendous content, that give a window to the world.
Being able to encourage young filmmakers or new filmmakers or even, like any filmmakers, being able to offer a place for their work to be seen that's kind of safe. I think we've also really committed to a very high quality. So for instance, at the Raffel, it's a beautiful place. It's a place that really supports filmmakers.
I do think California Film Institute is a great gift to the community. Between the Mill Valley Film Festival and the Raffel, the programs we offer. We can present programs, we can present films with the filmmakers, we can present them in a way that commercial theaters really aren't adapted to.
CFI is basically a place where we curate, we choose, we broker conversations with people in many ways throughout our community and communities.